Now, the Law Society of Kenya is demanding the immediate regularization of the military deployment to the North Rift to tame the banditry menace. The Society's president, Eric Theuri, says 2 gazette notices published by Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary, Professor Kithure Kindiki, were unconstitutional. And the Kenyan soldiers' involvement in the operation must get prior approval by the National Assembly. But as Francis Gashuri reports, Kindiki and his defense counterpart Aden Duale hold that the ongoing operation is police-led and not military-led, and hence no need for parliamentary approval. A position supported by Baringo County leaders, one of the areas hard hit by the banditry menace.
After weeks of killings, theft of livestock and anarchy perpetrated by bandits in parts of the North Rift counties of Turkana, West Pokot, Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo, Laikipia and Samburu, the government declared them disturbed and dangerous. President William Ruto, who is the commander-in-chief of the country's defense forces, on Monday ordered an operation to neutralize the marauding bandits, as well as mop up of all firearms illegally in the hands of civilians. That operation includes the military, as outlined in gazette notices published by Interior and National Administration Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki and his defense counterpart Aden Duale. With the KDF soldiers already on the ground, alongside different police units, the Law Society of Kenya has contested the legality and constitutionality of the military deployment. LSK President Eric Theuri has written a letter to Attorney General Justin Muturi asking the government to resume the curfew orders and the gazette notices outlining the North Rift operation that the lawyer's body terms unconstitutional. According to Theuri, the National Assembly should have sanctioned the operation and approved deployment of the Kenyan soldiers before they left their barracks to team up with the police officers to neutralize the bandits. At the heart of the friction between the government and the Law Society of Kenya is the interpretation of Article 241 of the Constitution. On one hand, LSK insists the ongoing operation in the North Rift was neither an emergency nor a disaster, and in line with Article 241 sub-Article 3C of the Constitution, the National Assembly's prior approval to deploy KDF soldiers should have been sought. The article reads, and I quote, "The Kenya Defence Forces may be deployed to restore peace in any part of Kenya affected by unrest or instability only with the approval of the National Assembly." However, Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki, in his statement on Monday and a subsequent clarification the following day, held that the North Rift operation is police-led with assistance from the military within the provisions of Article 241 sub-Article 3B of the Constitution. That article allows the Kenya Defence Forces to assist and cooperate with other authorities in situations of emergency or disaster and report to the National Assembly whenever deployed in such circumstances. As such, the government holds that no prior approval of the National Assembly is required, as would be the case for a military-led operation under Article 241 sub-Article 3 of the Constitution.
We are in such emergency. Juzi watu wameuawa pale. Leo kijana huyu ameenda. Na wengine hivi majuzi. What other emergency do these people want? One life is emergency is enough. Emergency.
So chenye rais amefanya ni halali. Na watu ya LSK wanataka tu kuhimiza sheria.
The Law Society of Kenya now demanding that within 3 days, the Attorney General initiates the process of seeking parliamentary approval for KDF's involvement in the operation, or else the lawyer's body moves to court to have the military pulled out of the operation and quashing of the gazette notices issued last Monday.
The same constitution you are using to challenge this decision is the same constitution which protects the lives of the Kenyan people through the same constitution. It is not fair. It is not constitutional that you are applying our Constitution 2010 in a selective manner.
Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.